Welcome to Tusks Tales, a place where every hunt becomes a story worth telling. From the first track on the ground to the last echo of a hound's voice, every moment holds meaning. Together, we'll explore the hunts that formed us, the dogs that inspire us, and the stories that keep our community strong. These are the tales that keep the fire burning. Hello, y'all. This is going to be the first Tusks and Tales podcast. My wife and I were sitting here eating, talking about dogs like we do all the time. We decided, I decided the first one I would like to do would be with her and kind of talk about where we're at in this hog world now, what we've done, just a little few tips and tricks we could share, learning, from scratch. We didn't have the luxury, of course, having our own, I guess not our own, but like experience from parents and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like passing
Self-taught.
them. Yeah, we're all self-taught. There you go. So, we have a baby on the way. So I was sitting here thinking, at the same time, I'm not giving up on this period. Like this is something I'm very, very, very passionate about. Or how do you word it? Not passionate. What do you say?
Hunting?
Running hog dogs. You can't just say hunting because you have your own way.
You can't even just say hunting. Yours is dogs, and it's more of a lifestyle than a hobby.
Yeah. That's how you put it. So clearly, I'm not going to give up on this. So I would like our son eventually to be able to look back at this video or podcast. We're going to be doing videos in the future. We have a little, I guess, a nice man cave that we're going to be doing these in. It's not set up completely yet. It will be here soon, and we'll start doing video wise. A few other things we're going to be doing, giveaways, like big giveaways, vest, what else did I say, Garmin's, collars, this ain't just going to happen if if we get a couple views. If we're actually helping people and, we're getting the interaction that we anticipate on getting, then we'll go ahead and forward it, into giving away some bigger stuff. Now, I've already done a couple other I've already had, from the time this one releases, this is going to be number one. I've already talked to a couple other big name people. We've already got them, they're going to be released at a later date. Not too late, within a month and a half. There's some very well-known houndsmen, just hog hunters. This is going to be a hog hunting specific podcast. That's all we're going to talk about and try to get good advice to people. Hog hunting is growing rapidly. I mean, it is, I can't explain how quick, the sport of hog hunting with dogs is growing. So with that being said, we'll go ahead and get started on this, kind of where we started out, and just don't make these kind of mistakes. Am I wording that right?
I wouldn't say they were mistakes. They were
learning.
They were stories.
Yeah. They're all stories now, but financial mistakes for sure. 100% financial mistakes. So when we first got into this, we've talked about it, quite a bit. When we get off work, we talk about dogs. I don't know if my wife loves it as much as I do. I know she loves the dogs for sure as much as I do, but I get to talking about some off-the-wall studies that I'm doing, research. Just, I'm putting a lot of numbers together and not just numbers, but bloodlines I'm looking at, just a bunch of crazy stuff. I mean, I go real into depth with this. And I know a lot of people, it's just a hog. That's your thought on it. I have a whole different outlook on it. And that's fine. So when we first got into this, I was a waterfowl guide for a long time. Not a long time, I guess. Now I'm over-exaggerating stuff. Probably about 3 years I was a waterfowl guide. We were successful. I had Labrador retrievers. I also trained labs professionally. Mainly for meat dog is what we call them in the lab world when they're not doing trials. But I also ran trials as well. We were successful in that as well. We've done some pretty big accomplishments in that world at the same time, and there's plenty of people to vouch for it. We were kind of looked at like, man, that's too soon to be running that dog, or and we made it happen, did we not? How long did it take us to title? I'm not even going to bore them with that, but I mean it's.
Cause I think we had the one dog for like a week.
2 weeks, and we took her to that hunt test and got her started.
What was her name?
Molly.
Molly.
Yeah, Molly girl. But yeah, I'm not going to sit here and bore y'all with that. We got into this, and we were at the river, and we were actually 100% against it, right?
I was. No, you were.
Yeah, I was like, man, I couldn't just stick a dog in a situation like that. That's not okay. They're gonna get cut down, whatever. And all the stories I heard, and this ain't coming from just anybody. This is how I want y'all to look at it. We're hog hunting people. We need to unite together and make it look right. A lot of people are like, you got people from the outside looking in. This was us from the outside looking in.
In reality, the outside looking in, my mindset was,
you got to beat your dog to get him to go.
Yeah, so your dogs are mistreated. Reality,
they never get fed. Maybe, and I mean that's a lot of kennels we've seen. I hate to put it that way, but we only know of a couple that are.
Reality, it's just, I don't know. Hog hunters get that portrayed because there are several out there that.
There's a lot. We're not sugarcoating.
Their dogs are just a dog. It's not like their dog is a working tool that needs to be taken care of. It's their dog's a dog. Their dogs know better than the hog they're catching.
Yeah, exactly. And then they portray it as a, and then they try to use the saying it's a tool. Okay, that is something that I cannot stand hearing.
Pretty sure I just said that, though.
I know, yeah, you did. But what I'm going into detail why I can't stand hearing that. And number one is nobody listening to this or running hog dogs is, I promise you, relying on them dogs to feed their family every night. There might be, your rare one or two that's running guided hunts, but I promise you can go out and get a job and feed your family. So when people try to refer to old timers did this, old timers did that. Well, yeah, but if there's a couple books I've read, if you really listen to what old timers really did, there's I think it was like Meet Mr. Grizzly or something. It was another book I did, a houndsman, and he was 100% against you don't hit a dog, period. The expression a dog gives you based off that is just not okay. But then there's others, that they call holding counsel, I believe. If a dog fights another dog, these are old timers. They'd stick them in the center, and some stuff would be shown to other dogs. That was not right. Now, see, I'm against that. I'm not big on beating dogs. I don't agree with it. I don't believe it makes them any better.
No, reality, I think more or less you're more stern, but majority of them listen more to me than you.
Yeah.
With the being caring and soft towards them.
Yeah. No, like what she's getting at is she's a mom towards them. She really is. This is our family. I mean, these dogs give us we're not only hobby. We don't do this as a hobby. Like, this is, we do this all the time. I mean, this ain't something we just, oh, hey, I want to go relax and have fun today. No, it's, hey, I want to go look at my Garmin and see what these dogs are doing on this, blah, blah, blah,
This is
blah.
our date night.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, baby, let's load up in the boat and get a pizza, and we'll drop the dogs and let them hunt, and enjoy the sunset. As a matter of fact, a lot of our really good date nights, we were hog hunting.
Literally.
I enjoyed it. Her and I would just sit there and talk, and the dogs are casting out. Our feet warmers.
Pizza.
Yeah, the pizza.
Now we're just kind of over pizza, but
it's the easiest thing to eat. And then whenever you're hungry at 2:00 in the morning, while our feet warmers are sitting at our feet, you can't forget that one. While our feet warmers are sitting at our feet, we got to eat again. We're freaking hungry. But yeah, with a lot of that being said, we got into this. Like I said, I got into a little bit of detail on kind of the stuff I'm against and what we from the outside looking in, and that's a lot of people. When I went up to Kansas, I want y'all to be aware of this. A lot of people that don't know much about hog hunting, period, because there's no hogs there. I literally was like, I wouldn't want to say cringy, but I was like, man, is that really how we're looked at? Because these guys have went on quote-unquote guided hog hunts with certain places. I'm not going to name any names, but I know these outfits. I know these people. And they're like, man, their dogs were in the most terrible conditions. You know, they were in this. And that's, I get, you know, a dog on a lead, I'm all for all that. But what I'm saying is they're explaining like, and they could be over-exaggerating because, you know, dogs in other states are taken different care of. But they were saying the whole time they were there, they didn't see them feed their dogs once. When they were cut down, they just throw them back in a kennel. You know, whatever the case may be. And we're talking high fence hunts. That, yeah, we're not talking anything like, you know what kind of hogs you got in there. And then when I talked to them about our dogs wearing vests, they're like, really? I'm like, yeah. We'll get into the cut gear details here in a minute. But her and I, just hearing stuff like that was just, this is the outside looking in. So I'm trying to change the perspective and perception is everything. I mean, I don't care how bad you want to argue with anybody. Perception is everything. What they see or that's what they're going to believe. And,
I mean, reality, if you ask 90% of people what to describe a hog hunter,
crackhead.
Oh, so they're going to say crackhead.
Yep, every single time.
But reality, I mean, people don't know. I mean, they don't know how much the equipment really is to do it.
But do it right. You got to explain that.
Yeah,
do it right.
But that's what I'm saying. I mean, but that's the world that you've kind of portrayed is that it's crackheads that don't give a shit.
Yeah, and they're just. But we're trying to change that a little bit. You know, I used to just get into little debates and talks back and forth here and there with a lot of people, you know, regarding dogs. So we made this decision, like I said, we tell them the exact date we started. I know you know this off the top of your head.
I don't know the exact date, but it was March.
March of what year? 2024? Last year.
Yeah.
No. 2023, because we're a year and a...
That's enough. No, it was 24.
Was it really?
Yeah, because this March made a year.
That's right. You're right. Okay. Yeah. So we're fresh to it. So I understand a lot of y'all ain't going to want to listen to this just based off that. But if you follow and listen to me, I'm about to drop some facts. I mean, I've done a lot of research as a newcomer, and if you're new to this, you're going to want to share this to your buddies and let them hear about it. Now, we started, like I said, in March. Now, how did we start, baby? I got on Facebook.
I don't know how you really ever got into it.
Well, we were
completely against it.
Yeah, we were completely against it.
And then it was like, overnight, you're like, hey, I'm going to get these dogs, we're going to hog hunt. And I was like, okay, but we're going to make sure we have all the stuff.
Yep, and clear the air for any rumors previously. What dog, before I met anybody? I told you, I did my research before everything. What dog did I tell you I wanted?
A Plott, which is how we ended up with Chevy.
Yeah. So,
who was a
well, hold on, don't jump too far because I'm going to explain this to them as well. Now, she was there with me. I told her I wanted a Plott, so we start getting all over social media and looking for dogs, and we ended up with a few dogs. I'm just going to tell y'all, steer away from the Facebook world. I mean, there's no better way to say that. I'm pretty much going to jump through it quickly. We spent well over $8,000. We were talking about the numbers a couple nights ago. I think we were bullshitting, and we were just trying to figure out how much we bought in dogs that never worked. And we came above 8,000, like well above 8,000, but we were being realistic about it because I didn't want to over exaggerate the number. But we spent well over $8,000 on dogs that, quote unquote, all these people that you see on Facebook, and a lot of y'all follow them, and a lot of these people swear these people got great dogs. And this is all, I'm not talking bad. I want to get everybody together, which is probably not going to happen. But I want everybody to really get along, start helping each other out, do stuff, better. You know,
Honestly.
come on, honesty goes a freaking mile, and that's not how.
I mean, in reality, we've sold a decent amount of dogs that we've said are complete crap, and
they ended up working out for people, and we didn't even sell them. We were giving them away for sacks of feed.
Yeah.
The only two, and there's a guy on here. The only two that went, and he said he ended up culling them. They weren't even 3 months old. We got them as puppies. Remember, they got dropped off to us. And I was like, look, man, they're out of this line, which everybody on social media wanted these dogs, remember?
Yeah.
Everybody did.
Yeah,
I know, and I'm not going to say his name.
Talking about Bruno and Juno.
Yeah, and the guy he'll know if he listens. But these dogs would not bark at a hog. And I'm telling you, if I posted on Facebook or social media right now and I said, these dogs would not bark at a hog, 95% of the people would get offended, call me a liar, tell me I'm shit talking, just get 100% offended and throw a fit just because of the person who bred these dogs.
But we didn't lie to the guy.
We didn't lie to him. I told him, I said, these dogs don't do nothing. He bought the dog because of the guy's name that he's portrayed on Facebook. Yes. And he already had 2 of this guy's dogs. He said, man, there's no way they're all like, everybody talks him up on social media. Well, push comes to shove. Them dogs weren't worth a damn. He ended up having to cull all 4 of them. He said that he stuck 8-week-old puppies on a little piglet, and these 4 that he got from a certain special person on Facebook would not even show acknowledgement towards this hog. And at this time, they were 5-6 months old easily. And they as in there's 8-week-old puppies supposedly. I wasn't there, but these 8-week-old puppies were barking at this hog. And he just asked me not to really tell anybody, that what he did, because there's this guy on Facebook could just ruin anybody's, if they wanted to get into hog hunting, he could just pretty much shut them down just because of who he is. And I don't believe the hog hunting community should be that way. It's just ridiculous. But with a lot of that, being said, like I said, we bought a bunch of dogs, and this is all about helping people. So if y'all are like, man, this sounds like you're talking about a bunch of, I guess, trying to make other people. I'm not trying to make other people look bad. I'm trying to help people that would potentially be in my position, bringing them into this. I tried reaching out to everybody. So there's people out there, man, you should have got with the right person. I did in my area, and a lot of y'all, once again, follow all these people and think they're the freaking king of the hog world. Those same people wouldn't even give me the time of day, and I've never done anything wrong to anybody that I can think of. I'm not saying they wouldn't. They're busy. They got lives going on, whatever the case may be. Now, so my wife and I did it on our own. We got a bunch of dogs, and I tried a lot of different dogs. We got to go breeds. How many different breeds did we try? Start naming something. I'll help you.
We had that plot cross.
Don't even say names of dogs. Just say the breeds we tried.
We had a couple plot cur crosses. Then we had pit cur crosses.
The plot cur crosses always kind of really worked.
Yeah, they
decent.
ended up working.
Actually, yeah, of course. We still got some.
Then we got our bloodhound.
Yeah, we're not. And he's got plenty of hogs under his belt, but
then we got.
We don't hunt him because they're really slow.
I was like, well, we started. I mean, the only other one was Lily Girl, and she was a house dog, but she was a pit cur.
The walkers, we could not. How many walkers you think we went through until we were like?
It's not that they didn't hunt. They
hunted. No, they hunted. Yeah. But when you put a GoPro on them and they're baying a hog and they literally run off and they start chasing a deer.
I'm not disagreeing. But that goes into more of my side where they're hunting.
Yeah, they are. And she never. And I'm not saying anything bad about a walker. We went through a lot because I followed and I was wanting to do my research. I was like, man, I want to run in walker. So I got one. I've had way more than one, but I got one and I wanted it to be. I heard it was out of some stock out of Mississippi. Well, it really wasn't cutting it. GoPro footage would show way more deer. And then, I'd have there'd be a hog bait up, and this dog would literally, we would get to the bay, tie the hog, everything. This dog was nowhere to be seen. Check the GoPro footage later, and it literally, once the hog stopped, it took back off out and started chasing a deer. So I was like, man, maybe, you know, I've heard rumors that these walkers, running walkers, whatever, they like to just chase. You know, you get some good ones, you'll be fine. So I did my research. I got another one out of a line. I'm not going to say anybody's lines, period. Besides the plots that everybody knows I run, because I don't want to degrade anybody's stuff, and that's not what I'm about.
Yeah, like just because it didn't work for us doesn't mean
it won't work for anybody else. Yeah, exactly. So we got some more, and I was dropping them, and it was the same thing with every one of them. Deer, or I mean, if something stopped, they weren't interested anymore, and they were quick. Don't get me wrong; they had some damn speed to them, and they
some hunt. I mean, they really did. Yeah,
they would hunt. They would hunt. And that hunting will. I'll tell you about that hunting when we get to statistics here in a minute. Now, the plots, I didn't mind them because I was thinking for the longest time, I was like, goodness, these freaking walkers are leading the race, man. They're doing the job. And then I was getting pissed off at my plot hounds because they're showing treed up like 400 yards behind the walkers. And I was figuring, you know, damn it, they fell out. Them walkers are running their ass to the ground, whatever. And I wasn't upset about it. I was just like, man, I'm going to have to run walkers. Well, I'd get to the bay, there was a hog, and these the walkers weren't nowhere to be seen. So I proceeded to go to, we tried some blue ticks. That was freaking never, ever again.
No, they were pretty.
No, they were really, I'm going to tell you right now, very good looking dogs. Them blue ticks were gorgeous. We tried cur dogs. Well, we still, actually, we run cur dogs still.
Yeah.
And we love our cur dogs as in very short range. Very, very short range. You know, I've seen a couple. I got a guy that lives over in this area. Got a couple really good cur dogs that'll range out and find you a hog, no ifs, ands, or buts. But they're not all like that. So what else did we try? Because I don't want to get out of it without cur dogs, plots, bloodhounds.
I think that's it.
Julys.
Yeah.
Never anything with them, period. And they were...
Well, what was that one we had?
Which one?
Billy won.
July cross.
Yeah, he was good. He wasn't horrible. He got killed, but he was good.
Yeah, but he had way more cur in him. He was like 7,
he was still a cross, though, but
I don't know. I would have to... No, he wasn't. He was not July cross.
Well, then what was he?
That was some cur dog crap.
Whatever he was, we tried him. He was pretty good, though. I mean...
Yeah, now that he wasn't... Like, that was that freaking blue-looking dog. Yeah, no, he
with
wasn't
the
July.
glass eye.
Yeah, no, he had some, like, Catahoula in him or something.
I don't know, that dog...
Oh, yeah, we had Catahoulas, too. And they just... Nothing wrong with a Catahoula. They just don't...
They're my favorite, though.
Yeah, but they're a little...
Yeah, but they're my favorite. I like how they look.
Yeah, our problem with Catahoulas is... Yeah, I ain't getting into the Catahoula subject because that's going to be really offensive down here.
No, Belle Belle's is Catahoula.
I know
and
she is.
Hunts,
and Mama Girl's Catahoula.
They're just, I think they're very stubborn.
Yeah, I could see that.
They're
really good bay dogs. Phenomenal
at
baying.
They're just very stubborn. Like, if they're going to hunt, they're going to hunt. If they're not, they're not. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's definitely their way or no way.
Yeah, and yeah, you're right. I like the way you put that. Now, yeah, the hunt it's just never really been there. As in going out, ranging out. Not this, I dropped it on a camera and fresh sign. I'm talking free casting Catahoulas. We tried them. They just didn't work for us.
I mean,
I'm sure
we have our best one in the kennel. She's a good help dog, but...
Yeah. She's a really good help dog. And she's Catahoula. But I only drop her if the dogs are barking. And she's fast enough to get there, and if that hog breaks... they never get away from her. That's what I use her for.
So we literally have her on GoPro holding on to the
ass end of a hog and getting drugged clear across a slough, and blood is squirting literally on the GoPro. It was one of the coolest videos ever. And
I think that's the first time we put the GoPro on the dog too.
To get her to go out and find I mean she just. But I love that dog to death.
She has her days.
She's one of my favorite. I hate to say that. Like She would stay on this yard and die if she didn't even hunt. I just love that dog. No, we just got done saying Catahoula. You can't switch it up now.
She's cur.
Yeah, she's
your cur dog. Change your plot.
No, she has no plot in her, period. But we went through a handful, and I know, we're going to get comments. So you didn't get the right lines. I promise on the blue ticks, I'd be lying to you if I told you the line, but we did research on the right ones, and we paid money for them. And then I ended up actually getting 3 given to me for free, and I gave them away pretty much. I sold them for... I didn't get them for free, actually, either. Shit, I thought I did. Remember, I traded that finished cur dog for him. Not finished, because there's no such thing as a finished dog. But a dog that'll go out and find hogs. And he found that kid a bunch of hogs. A bunch.
Yeah, that's when we got Rougarou.
Yep, that's when we got him. But
speaking of getting rid of that dog, that's the story that for some reason is sticking in my head. Is remember whenever we couldn't get them 2 curs to hunt? And you're like, all right, if y'all don't go catch a pig, I'm going to post y'all for sale.
For sale.
Or had
I said,
the post,
I was like, you're
had the post typed up and everything, and for some reason it didn't post.
Yeah, it didn't post.
And then they went and caught a hog.
Yeah, these
like 10 minutes later.
Yeah, so these dogs, I literally was giving them away. I did end up giving them away.
Well, we traded them.
Yeah, we traded them for a freaking dog that was supposedly. I wanted to.
No, you traded them for that blue tick. And
that's
Ruger.
Right, yeah.
Because we literally just finished the whole conversation about wanting a Catahoula pit
cross
with a glass eye, and literally,
and we just wanted it for looks, like we didn't even care.
And he ended up being real good.
Yeah, but them cur dogs, I bought them and traded Marissa's favorite seasoned lab. So we're talking thousands of dollars. For these 2 dogs, and they were,
and he still hasn't lived it down to this day.
No, and these dogs, I mean, if we include that into the 8,000s, we're way above 12,000 at that point, well above. These 2 cur dogs, they were freaking. You could tell they were hog dogs. Shit, they weren't
bad.
No, they were. No,
I think it was just more or less it falls underneath. Not all dogs hunt for everybody.
No, it wasn't that. They couldn't keep up with the plot. Remember? That's why I got rid of them. They were great on catching hogs when we got them to.
Yeah,
but they just couldn't keep up with our plots.
Copper wouldn't hunt at all. Junior would. Copper wouldn't. Yeah. And then the day you posted to get rid of them, magically they both decided to hunt.
Yeah. And I wasn't, by the way, I want to be clear, viewers. I wasn't getting rid of these dogs and saying, hey, I want them out from under my belt. These were well-known, reputable dogs from a certain guy in southern Louisiana that he was reputable.
And same day he had a freak accident and
died. We're not. Yeah, the guy's no longer alive.
Like literally freak accident.
Not the same day.
Yes, it was the same exact day. His wife called that evening.
Oh, yeah, that's still a whole big deal. Yeah, we're not gonna get into all
freak
those
accident,
details.
but
yeah, it was crazy.
I don't know. For some reason, that story was like really.
But yeah, so. Yeah, we traded a lab for them, whatever, and they were good. They caught some hogs, but they weren't what I wanted because when I was casting my plots, they couldn't keep up. It was that simple.
Because that was when we first started. I think we were felling them.
I do too. I agree.
Because
and that's another thing they need to know.
It wasn't
but not all these dogs we get. You got to remember, baby, we gave them all chances. Cameras, we were dropping.
But what I'm saying, hold on. What I'm saying is, we felled them because them dogs were used to just hunting with each other.
Oh, yeah.
And we were in that mindset of having to drop 7-8 dogs at a time to stop a single hog. And I think we generally felled them dogs on that because they weren't used to that, and I think it was overwhelming.
Yeah.
So, and I think that's kind of, I mean, not obviously it wasn't right then and there, but like within a couple months of that, that's when we kind of figured out to start dwindling down to only hunting 2 dogs at a time, even 3 dogs sometimes, but mostly 2 dogs at a time rather than, dumping 8 dogs.
Yeah. So, yeah, like she just said there, I mean, she's right, but I was worried, like, she was going to say we set them up for failure because we were new, and we were new, but I think we took the right steps. We set cameras out, we were feeding hogs, we had multiple cameras out, and we were dropping.
They were old enough. We really shouldn't have
had to do anything.
But I'm thinking it was more or less just us felling them with dropping so many.
Yeah, this was like the 4th or 5th quote unquote finished dog I supposedly was supposed to get that were finished that I bought. I put some money down on some dogs to try to get into this. And we set every single one of these dogs, we did this with. So I know y'all are hearing all these different breeds. Well, you didn't set, I'm waiting for, somebody to say you didn't set them up right. For the newcomers, I'm going to tell y'all, we did set cameras out, put corn out, try to just drop them on shoats and sows and littler hogs so they don't get intimidated. We did all that.
Not even that. We took from the pig that Mom and them butchered that season, and we took the hooks.
Oh,
and
yeah.
took the hog scent.
Oh, yeah. So here's a huge tip we did.
Put out there and try to teach them to track it. We did a lot.
You're right. So we were taking hook more than that hog, but we took, because we didn't catch a hog yet at that time, so we were doing that. So we would take hooves off of
ears.
Hooves and ears, yeah. And we'd hang not in the freaking tree, but we'd run a fresh hoof track, 200 yards, and have like an ear at the end of it.
With hog scent.
Yeah, with hogs, everything, and just trying to get some dogs to go take the hogs that were already there as track. And I mean, we were doing everything we could to set them up for success. Cameras, man, I can't tell you how many cameras and how much bags of corn we went through till we caught our first hog. And I'm telling you, we went through dogs. Goodness, baby, this ain't something you just get into overnight.
But not even just that. I mean, also, like, we ever would have kept our Apple Watches or our phones on us and kept the track of how many steps we would walk, because it wasn't just, sending them free cats and expecting them to go.
Yeah.
Like, it was us walking them out there for miles to find tracks and putting them on tracks. And it wasn't just, doing what we couldn't stand in there. Like, it was us going out with them and trying to teach them. I mean, it was very frustrating. It really, really was.
Yeah,
but
it was.
I don't know. Once it just kind of clicked in them, though,
it took off. Yeah, I mean, it was out of nowhere. So, like, in the beginning, we're still kind of in that beginning era that we're talking about right now, but we didn't catch our first hog on our own till
I think when I counted, it was like we were like 8 or 9 months in before we caught our first hog.
Okay, so 8 or 9
with our dogs by ourselves.
With our dogs by ourselves. So that it took us 8 to 9 months to catch it, and that whole time, I'm going to tell you kind of how our support structure was coming into it. We had a really good group of friends we ended up meeting. They're actually our best friends now. We attend church with them, everything like that. Hunt with them still to this day. He's going to be referred to as the ghost on this. He does not have social media. He doesn't want anybody knowing who he is. He's just always been that way. And there's people that are going to listen to this, and him himself is going to be listening to this. I hope. He might not. He's just... But he might. Who knows? But he was a huge support to us, man. Like, these people that would go and hunt, like, when we started, her dad was swearing up and down this was, like, the most dangerous thing ever, don't go. So, money-wise, after the dogs, we ended up, of course we had the dogs, whatever, and this kind of goes back a little bit to when we really started hunting, and my wife and I bought everything we needed. We bought collars, cut gear.
We bought
everything.
We bought the catch vest. We bought the cut collars. Yep. We bought I think it was 4 Garmin collars.
Yeah, brand new.
We bought the handheld.
Yep.
We bought the screen protectors, the cases.
Everything you could think of.
Yeah.
And so we did all that, and it didn't necessarily backfire on us, but it kind of sucked. We're thousands and thousands. I mean, we're freaking deep trying to get into this sport. And I thought it was as welcoming. I thought it was way more welcoming by talking to people, because the duck community was going downhill. It was bad. I mean, we got hit by 11 game wardens or something like that in 2023. And not only that, every time we go to, and it wasn't bad, like, we had all positive interactions with the game wardens, but it was every time we were in a blind. Yeah, if you didn't, like, in public ground, people were freaking out on you. Oh, you're in our blind. Well, we'd get up at 1 to go to that blind, and it was just, it was crazy. So we were trying to get out of that.
And it would be blinds, like, it wouldn't even be decent ones. It was like you'd have to walk on one little 2x4 and slither in there.
Yeah, to get set up, and your dog would freaking be. You'd have to have a dog stand. Yeah, it was just a disaster. And so we decided, man, this hog hunt community seems kind of accepting. How wrong was that?
I mean,
yeah, with the two people we got, lucky with that we communicate with, it was.
But that's
it was
the difference
accepting,
between me and you. I really didn't care to hunt people, and I still don't.
Yeah, well, no, it wasn't even that. That's not what we were worried about. I'm saying how quick, like when we started catching hogs, how bad did
Oh, I know. That's what I'm saying.
How much heck did we get?
I know, but that's what I'm saying. I still don't care.
Yeah.
You kind of do, but I really still don't.
Oh, I don't anymore. I used to. I don't even post our hogs anymore.
I know, the work that we've put in fire dogs, and the same people to get mad about what we're doing is the same people that could also be out there running their dogs daily to get them to that point. But it's not. It's those people that run their dogs once, maybe twice a month, or hell, 6 times in a year, and then expect them to be this level just because they've been hunting for 10 years. But you can't do that. You gotta actually hunt your dogs, get them out there. If you're just gonna hunt them every now and then yeah, of course they're not gonna be anywhere to the level that they're gonna be, and it's gonna take a lot longer to get them there. Now, if you're out there like we were, we were out there every day. For, I'd say,
day. And we're not exaggerating. That's why people think it's crazy. I'd be like, man, we didn't go hunt for 2 days. And they're like, what? They're like, yeah, we seriously took a 2-day break. They're like, we go like every other week.
Yeah, I'd say, and we were out there, I would say probably for the first 14 months, 15 months, every single day.
Yep.
Like, it didn't matter.
And that's what bothers me. A lot of people, it does kind of bother me. We're giving us crap specifically, about the hogs and whatnot that we were catching. We didn't post every single hog we caught.
No, we didn't post every single hunt we went on.
No, if we did, they really would have been like, oh my gosh, like, this guy's lying, more and more. Like, my wife says, we've caught some really good hogs. And real, like, very reputable. Now, we hunt a different way. I've been called like a shitty hunter because we've already produced over 200 hogs easily this year. Like, no ifs, ands, or buts.
When he says we, he means him.
Not just me.
Not me, really. I've been pregnant all year.
You've been there.
I think with you this year, I think I've been on.
You can't talk about. You've been there. You just ain't been on.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. I've probably been on like 30, 40.
Yeah, but you weren't able to. You're not really able to go to bays because you're pregnant.
Yeah, and I get out of breath too easy on that.
Yeah. So, but she's more helpful than 80% of the people I've hunted with. I'm not even lying.
Yeah, you forget I'm a woman sometimes.
Yeah, and I feel bad, but we. I got to kind of get back on track here. I feel like I'm falling off track again, but. We've caught some good hogs, and I target size more than I do numbers. Now, when we go into that size, in the months of like, don't quote me on this, I ain't got no way to look it up right this second, but, I think hogs are, trying to breed from the months of like December, late December, early-ish February. Now, people want to complain about their dogs. Oh man, I'm catching freaking shoats. I'm catching whatever early March, ish area, or I'm catching just little sows, in February or whatever. Well, and they're supposedly dropping on these tracks. Now, if you're really believing you're dropping on a good boar track, that boar, say you're a couple hours late, could have ran through 3 or 4 different sounders breeding, and it's just breaking up a whole crowd of hogs everywhere. And what do you expect your dog to do? And I've seen that a lot with dropping my dogs on a track, GoPro wise. I'm like, there's no way any of the hogs I seen on the GoPro are anywhere near the size of that track. And when we come to statistics and whatnot, my wife keeps a little book, and for people to say I don't know. I've heard that people have said that that it's impossible to keep track of how many hogs you've caught. I've heard plenty of people how many bears they've treed, and I've heard people say clear down to the man they took on this date was 63 years old. He treed this bear at this location, and it was these 3 dogs on it, and blah 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 blah. And he's got like 500. I don't know. I'm probably exaggerating the number, but then reputable people keep track of bears, hogs. I've heard it plenty, so that gave us the idea. And I told my wife we kept track of a little book. We keep track of what do we all keep track of? Everything in there. The amount of hunts,
the distance they go, if they finish out a hog or not.
If it's the hog that the track was put out on.
If they break a bay and either lose it or go.
Or lose it or finish it again. Yeah, I mean, we ain't got the book right in front of us, so. How many hunts they've been on? Yeah, that's a big one. Reality, it's kind of like football stats. No, that's how I'm going to explain it to them. Yeah, you're right about the football stats, but I got that from duck hunting. Remember, that's what I explained to you why I wanted to do it, because I said they ban ducks. So my biggest, in the waterfowl community, you want to shoot bands. That's what you want to do, and bands keep track of, the ducks. Migration, but that's kind of an off reference, I guess, because I'm not keeping the track of the migration of the hog. I'm just keeping track of the statistics on my dogs. What I know I want to keep around here.
Kind of like football stats. Like, I mean, a lot of coaches keep up with like the players, what they do in a game, what they mess up in a game, and what they need to work on more to get better. I mean, it's the same concept. We stick out, or we keep tracks of who did what distance or whatever. And that way we know, okay, we need to put this with a longer range dog and cast with it and get them to start going out further. Like,
and then who took this track?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It just keeps stuff kind of like football, just where you know what to work on what with.
And then that's how we ended up down to running easily 2 dogs.
Yeah.
Pretty much being able to run 2 dogs at a time. It took a while. It's not something that happened overnight.
And we're not saying we run 2 dogs every single time.
We are. I don't know the last time we haven't.
Yeah, but majority of the time.
Even a few days ago, I ran 2 dogs, and then.
That's what I'm saying. But it's not. I don't want to say every single time, because then you're gonna have the ones that want to be nitpicky and be like, "Oh, you lied. You run 2 dogs."
Oh yeah.
I'm not gonna say we run 2 dogs every single time, but majority of the time, we run 2 dogs.
Yeah. So.
I'm just trying to keep it where people can't say that we lied about something.
Yeah, I get you. I see what you're doing. Okay, so I mean, we do the statistic tracker. I mean, we do. I'm not going to say we're not going to do it every year, but we are right now because we're new to it, and we got sick and tired of not catching. I got sick and tired of not catching hogs, and then that's where we go into people saying I was in it for the wrong reason. Like. A lot of people, you're doing it for the wrong reason if you're keeping these statistics. But these same people are saying you're lying, you can't keep these statistics.
But they're also the same people that drop 8 to 9 dogs and expect a hog to be dead by the time they get there.
Well, I'm trying to get everybody together, but I want to also clear the air about some other things, regarding us and what we're really trying to do. I'm not in this for the wrong reasons. If y'all knew the amount of time my wife and I have donated and the money we put into taking youth, taking duck hunts. I mean, how many freaking times do you think we took youth on duck hunts?
I mean, last duck season was almost every single weekend and some weekdays.
Yeah. I mean, I was not even guiding hunts just to take some kids on a public hunt because they didn't have the money to come duck hunt. Now, even back in Kansas, man, a lot of outfitters won't even do something like that. Period. Now, hog hunting. I've had quite a few reach out to me, and we've taken them and got their dogs started. Now, I'm not taking credit for it. I'm not even going to say names. They know who they are. But we have taken people and let them hunt behind our dogs and put them on hogs when there's been... when I don't know how many people they've hunted with, but have kind of turned them away.
I'm going to add my comment into it too, though. Those people also put in the work too.
Yeah, they do.
Like, they're
Yeah.
kind of where we were, where it is hunting your dog every day.
Yeah,
And a lot of people don't want to put that into perspective about, they just want their dog to work and their dog to work only. You got to put in just as much work with your dog as you want your dog to give you.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to.
That dog has got to know when they hit that hog, hey, Dad, Mom, somebody's going to be here
They
to
gotta
tie
trust
this
you.
damn hog.
Just like you're trusting them to keep that hog from you,
Yeah.
they're trusting you to keep that hog from them.
Yeah.
But-
And if you haven't been in a situation where you're looking at a hog thinking, man, I'm so glad I got my 2 dogs standing right here, you ain't catching good enough hogs. And I'm not trying, gosh, I sound like I'm trying to be.
Well, you can be a
Shitty
cocky. I
towards
don't care.
people,
We
but-
can keep catching small ones because then we don't get
Keep
cut.
catching them. I'm trying to catch them.
I don't want
What did we
big
just
ones.
catch on Friday?
I don't want big ones. They get cut up too much.
Yeah, we're down. I mean, that's what.
But back to what I said. A lot of people just think, hey, this dog's a hunting dog. They're going to go catch a hog. The people that have started their dogs and that we've hunted with that did start, they put in a lot of work. I give them a lot of props because
They did, but what I'm getting at is I'm in it for the wrong reasons. But I invited them and welcomed them on, and we financially paid for that all.
Well,
That's
yeah.
not what a lot of people. We're paying for the gas. We're paying for the.
Heck, we're even lent out collars.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
we've-
I don't even know how many collars
we've had
we got
situations
out
where
now.
we didn't have collars because
Yeah.
we had other people using our collars.
Yeah, I can't even tell you how many people got collars from us right now. I mean, I've loaned out a lot of collars just to make sure somebody's out there doing the thing they love to do. And then I realized we had a tournament coming up, and I was like, oh my goodness, I have 4 collars, and that's it. I was like, we used to have 13, 14, other than the ones, of course, refurbishing and working on ones, but those aren't mine, so I don't use stuff like that. I'm talking about ours. And, because, it's like a drug dealer. Use your own product, you're never going to make money. You know what I mean? So, I love the sport, and I love to help people, and I love to see people making progress. I mean, I really do. I've actually given a dog away that I had to compete in a tournament against. I've given dogs away that have already probably caught more hogs than I have this year. It's the name of the game, and it sucked, but those are the lines that I just didn't want. When it comes to selling dogs, I've either sold. I can't even tell you I've sold a freaking dog for a lot of money.
I don't know if we've really sold them for money for the most part.
Mainly just get a sack of feed or a few sacks of feed.
I mean, I think we've sold some for a couple $100s,
But that's what we paid for them.
Yeah, I say, but other than that, it's really just been.
And as
feed.
in selling them for the line, like they were catching hogs, they were doing their job. They
This
weren't.
was not what we wanted.
It's
at that point, I think though we got up to like 40-something dogs.
Yeah, they weren't coals by
No.
any means. They were producing shit, but I just didn't.
No,
want
every dog that's ever been considered quote unquote whatever a coal,
Yeah,
we've
we've
kept.
actually kept. Yeah,
Every single
this
one.
freaking red dog sitting right here. This that yellow dog out there. I mean, yeah, there's
Every single dog we've literally that. I think every dog we hunt with has been looked at once or twice and said that they needed to be shot. And I mean, hey, that's fine. You don't like the way our dogs work, all right, that's okay. But they work for us.
yeah,
I mean-
they do for sure.
We just don't hunt the way everybody else hunts, and that's fine. I mean, I'm gonna say it's just kind of like cooking. Everybody cooks their own separate way and a different way each way,
Yeah,
but it doesn't mean it's a wrong way to do it.
You're right. You're right. I mean, so we get into talking about our dogs a little bit, and we'll cover the cut gear and all the accessories that we got into. We got into this. If anybody wants actual hog hunting leads or like woods people, you want some real woods leads, let me know. I've ordered some offline, and man, they've all freaking been broke in the woods. They're just, I can't keep leads. So we actually started making our own. And if we don't have no shop open or nothing. If you want some real legitimate, hold your dog, the freaking snaps ain't gonna break. get in touch with us. It's not they're not going to be these pretty. You have a color, but that's going to be mainly your I don't know, your freaking, I don't even know what they're technically called, but you're like wireline. And then the top is I got a special lead. If you want it, that ain't gonna break the bank, and I'll give a lifetime guarantee on them. I really will. You send it back to me, I'll send you a brand new one for free. You buy, you get as many snaps on it, you can get splits, whatever you want on them. Now, and that's just me helping out. Just let me know what you want. Now, with on that type of stuff, headlamps too. Gosh damn, I've bought the most expensive headlamps you could think of, and they know. If you want a headlamp that is going to hold up running through a briar thicket, stay on your head, be able to shift the light up, down, whatever, trust me, hog hunters that have actually been doing it for 20 plus years, tell me I need to patent these. I'm not here to try to make a killing. I'll probably charge you for the material cost, to be honest. I don't care. I'm trying to help y'all. These lights I have, they're hard hat lights, bump caps, whatever they call them. But trust me, they're not what you think they are. They're not the fall off raccoon hunting ones. You got all the special features that the light has. The battery, gosh dang, I ain't charged mine in how many hunts? Probably 3 or 4 night hunts, and it's still going. I need to put it on charge. I think
you haven't charged it. Like, not even just saying hunt wise. I don't think you've put it on charge in about 2 months.
I'm not. I think you're right, and I've been hunting a lot at night.
I honestly don't even know where your charger is.
Yeah, I mean, and I was thankful the other day. We actually caught a hog in the middle of the freaking day. It was like 94 degrees, and it was hot. But I'm telling y'all what else on that. Oh, vest wise, I carry a vest, to save dogs in the woods, and it has saved dogs' lives in the woods. I have a whole kit I can put together for you. It has every little thing you need, from staple guns, wraps, blood stops, my little mixture of a good blood stop. I'm not no vet, but I'm telling you, it works, does it not, Mama?
Everything you need to hunt by yourself. Yeah,
because I did a lot of hunting by myself, which was really freaking stupid. We'll get into that, too. But I'm willing to help you out. If you want to get hooked up, set up right, you're not going to go spend. We did on gear.
Don't say set up right, because just because it's right for us doesn't mean it's right.
Yeah. I mean, as in what I would think would help you in the woods. It's saved every dog, and I've had a lot clearly of dogs cut down. I don't understand how people claim they hunt as much, and I'm sure there's people that hunt out there more than me. But I don't understand how anybody hunts as much as I do and does not have the amount of dogs get wrecked that I do. We've lost 5 dogs this year. 3 plot hounds and 2 bulldogs. And it's been a disaster. And one should have died twice now. I don't know how he's even laying here breathing. Who else should have died? Well, there's been a few that have been wrecked. I don't know, but they've saved us in the woods. So with all that, and those were not us trying to save those dogs in the woods either, by the way. Like, while we're on that vest topic, they were saved all the way up until we were picking them up from the vet, and magically they passed away. With the exception of Sabine.
And Ruger,
yeah. So the bulldogs, yeah. We're not gonna.
Freak accident. And
yeah, we're not. I don't want to get into some details in this. I don't want to have people reporting it or whatever. But yeah, all hog hunting related stuff. It was all hog induced injuries. Now, the gear we spent cut gear wise, baby.
Too much, because you've replaced it from start to finish 3 separate times.
Yeah. So when my dog gets cut down and dies,
you find a new brand.
I change the whole brand. Now, I'm on a new brand. I'm not going to say his name. He knows who he is. I'm not name dropping at all. Period. He's been really helpful to me. Anything I've asked custom, he's got it custom. He got it sent to me in a relatively in a really short amount of time. I have changed up based out of, no communication, stuff like that. Not by any means of the owner, just no communication through like an email. And I was trying to get a couple of my vests fixed, but my dogs, I had 3 dogs die under a certain brand, right? Yeah, I had 3 dogs get completely cut down and die under one specific brand, or 2. There was only 2 dogs. My bad. No, because I don't remember. Don't quote me on that, y'all. Sorry, but I'm not gonna say their brand either. They didn't. It's not on them. They don't guarantee.
It's really not the brand. Don't let his opinion. He's just needed something to be, something to blame it on.
Yeah, but it was hog induced, and I wasn't happy about it.
It was freak accidents that. I mean,
but the vest should have saved it, and you know that just as well as I do.
It's a freak accident now.
I know.
I mean, you really can't. I mean, Ruger literally never even heard of it happening, but maybe once or twice.
Yeah, I still actually use them. I have nothing negative to say. The only reason I really changed up is because this certain company I tried reaching out to, and I never got a response.
Yeah, I mean, you didn't necessarily change because the vest itself. You changed just because of the communication. Communication.
Yeah, that, like I said, it was lack of communication. I couldn't really.
It really wasn't nothing that the vest itself did wrong.
No, most definitely not. Yeah, she's 100% correct about that. I'm sorry, I need to correct what I was saying. I believe that it was just, if I would have been responded to, which I never even still to this day got a response.
If you're just taking the time to put the money out there, keep your dog protected, I mean, as much as it sucks to say, no matter how much money you spend on it,
it doesn't.
Some things it doesn't matter.
Because okay, so let's give new people coming into it a rough estimate what we spent on gear, including.
Are you talking about like the first time we bought, or are you talking about
nope, not
all
even
together?
All together? Let's do cut gear. No, let's do the first expense on cut gear, and then including leads, collars, hobbles, everything. What would you give a rough estimate
of all of it? I'd say we're probably well over 15,000 in the hole.
Yeah.
When it comes to all of it, I mean,
you're right.
Between collars, tracking systems, cut gear, the first aid kits, the leads, the collars. I mean, I really think as much as
I hate to say that. God,
I mean, it's literally sickening saying it, but I really think about 10 to 15,000.
Yeah, because we've had.
Because then not only that, because then you have to think about, the different long range antennas we've bought, the
different handhelds from 300s to 200s to 300s.
Then you got to think about how we've made the different tie downs on the boat,
and we do hold
tie
on.
Downs in the vehicles.
Yeah. Sorry. So yeah, with that being said, let me clarify on the handheld stuff. We hold multiple handhelds, so you can buy one and just be fine. I want to clarify that.
But we have a lot of cases where I'll go out in the woods by myself, or he'll go out by himself.
Yeah.
And there's been multiple times where one of us has went out and the other hasn't.
And we always usually try to keep 4 handhelds, four at the minimum. So just in case somebody's with us, we allow them to hold a handheld as well. So I want to clear the air about that. We try to keep multiple handhelds.
Yeah, you don't have to, but we just always...
Yeah. So when you hear that number, don't think that's what it takes to...
No,
don't tell you... And then we're
just a little extra on some stuff.
Yeah, and we custom ordered everything.
Everything.
Every single thing we ordered was custom. To our liking. Triple layer or whatever, I don't know. And we any cut gear that would offer extra protection, whether it was... I'm not... I'm not name dropping anything. I love all the cut gear places. I really do.
We were just pretty extra, and then we tried to do the one handheld thing, but there was just too many times where I would go out by myself and you would go out by yourself, and we're really terrible about having our phones charged. So
yeah, that's another thing. We ended up getting radios. Them radios alone were $300.
Yeah,
and they didn't even end up working.
No. I said we been a little extra on some of the stuff. So I mean,
and each one of our freaking long range antennas are $100, $80 to $100.
I don't know, and then you break an antenna every single time
I go out.
So
Every
it's
single
not
time. And then I throw them in a tree. By the way, if you're a new hunter, and sorry, I shouldn't have to throw them in the tree because I got feet warmers. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes I gotta throw my antenna in the tree.
Throw it up in a branch.
Yeah, I throw it up in a branch and hold it up so you can start picking up dogs a little over 2 miles. I think the furthest don't quote me, but I know it's over 2 miles, well over 2 miles.
I think it was like 2.3, 2.
Yeah, and then you'll get a random, like every 20-minute pickup at like 3-point-something miles.
Yeah.
But you're not going to get any good comms as in your dog's barking 20 barks a minute.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to do that. You're not going to be able to do any of the controls, but you're just going to be able to know about where they're at.
Yeah. So that's a good gist of like mainly our beginnings. Now, man, I'm loving kind of how this is going. I didn't expect it to go that good with just my wife and I talking about this stuff. But getting into I'm just gonna cut down to this one real quick. Her and I was talking about we're not doing nothing here that is staged, I guess, or pre-planned. What? Scripted. Sorry. But I mean, I just have a couple notes of stuff I'd like to cover. Casting dogs, man. Newcomers. I need a dog that's going to go a mile. Okay. You tell them what hurt my feelings, baby, please. You go ahead and inform them what hurt my feelings really bad. When I said I need a cast dog, and I had dogs going 3 miles.
No. Not just saying he needed a cast dog. Throwing a fit because they would not just free cast.
This is back when we first started.
Free cast.
I don't want a freaking free cast dog ever again.
Was when somebody told him, okay, your dog went a mile, that's good, but how many hogs in that mile did your dog...
Who said that? The ghost.
The ghost. But how many hogs did your dog run past within that mile? And that statement messed with him for a long time. And, yeah, we get along, but you do not know how many times we would argue on a hunt over that one statement about how many hogs your dogs run past.
Yeah, so with that being said, a while back I did some research, and unfortunately I don't have these numbers right in front of me. But I believe I did a few states, and I'm trying to think off the top. Y'all are going to freaking do your research and quote me on it, but I remember a couple of them. Like there's like 2.6 million to so many million hogs to like 2.6 to like 3 million hogs in Texas. Now there's only one county in Texas that claims they don't have feral hogs, and I think it's
really?
like El Paso. Yeah, El Paso County, way West Texas, like the edge of West Texas. I feel like
that's probably BS, but okay.
Yeah, they claim they don't have any feral hogs. So that, and I believe they're like 1,000 square miles. That county is. So you take that county out of Texas, and I know, like literally off the top of my head, that Texas is. Shoot, now I'm lying because I think it's like 260,000 square miles, whatever. But I know after all the math I did, that puts 9.7 hogs per square mile in Texas. And I think that was on the lower end, like taking out the El Paso as well. So and it messed with me. I was like, goodness, my dogs are roughly passing up 9 hogs a square mile. Or 10 or whatever the math was. I don't remember exactly. Now, I was like, man, I also hunt Louisiana. Every once in a while, so I need to know what it's like in Louisiana. And this one I ended up writing down Louisiana. Now, Louisiana has 51,840. That's land and water included. Land only in Louisiana is 43,193. Louisiana, based off LDWF and all that, claims they got 700,000 hogs, which everybody in the hog hunt community knows there's way more than that. Now, that's roughly 14 hogs a square mile, and that's based off of, if I remember correctly, 43,000 acres. I I can't remember how I did that math. I'm sorry. I know it's roughly around that number. Y'all get where I'm getting at with this. Now, I also went ahead today and I decided, I was listening to I was listening to some podcast, and I decided to do a couple other states. I've hunted in multiple states and whatnot. And it also did Mississippi. Mississippi, after all the math, is showing 8 hogs per square mile. Mississippi's showing 4 hogs per square mile, 4.12. And they actually have hogs recognized in every county. I remember correctly. Louisiana has hogs recognized in every parish. And Oklahoma, if you go on the lowest amount of hogs, my Oklahoma people ain't gonna like me for this one. I'm going based off the lowest amount of hogs possible reported, would be 9 hogs a square mile. But that 600,000 ranged up to, I believe, 1.25 million hogs. So if you do that math, there's way more hogs in per square mile in Oklahoma than anywhere else. But I didn't do that. I gave everybody the benefit of the doubt, and I went on the lowest number. Now, that's what really messed with me for a while is your dogs should be, especially if you got free cast dogs, they should be finding this, no ifs, ands, or buts, within a short amount of time. 300-yard cast, 400-yard cast. Well, I know, trust me, everybody's going to say, well, they're not every square mile. There's no way there's a hog every square mile. I get that. I'm just giving you a rough number. That's all I'm trying to do.
Statistics.
I'm just putting some stuff out there on the table. Now, that did mess with my head a little bit. For a while. Or it still does to this day. It freaking eats me alive. Now, I love doing research like that. I really do, even though it hurts my ego sometimes, because I'm like, damn, I missed a hog, but how many more hogs did they miss while they were out there? It just blows my absolute mind. Now, I've recently, with that being said, newcomers, you can look me up. I haven't posted anything lately. I'm done with my statistics stuff. I've actually, hold on, let me make sure. Yeah, I wanted to make sure I told you all the statistics I wrote down. But, I really stopped, I stopped posting my dog, or the hogs I've caught, all that, because it really did start to bring me down as a newcomer. Because I really thought I was lying at one point. I was like, goodness, man, I'm lying about, because, I've had messages from people, man. I've had private, text messages from people I don't even know, on send it number, or text now numbers or stuff like that, claiming, man, you're lying about this and that. And so I really started questioning my own self. So I said, man, hell with it. I'm not posting these hogs anymore. It's not worth it. I love doing what I'm doing, Well, the ghost guy that I'm talking about that stays off social media and all that, he kind of talked to some people, and of course other people that knew me. He started talking to me. He said, man, do not stop what you're doing. He said, go with that live. Do that part. He said, I'm going to listen to that podcast. And this is a reputable hog hunter. This is somebody that I actually my feelings would legitimately be hurt if he said, oh, I don't agree with this or that. This is the guy that got me into it. Now, majority of other people just talking, it's like, yeah, you got a following, and that's great. But I'm telling you, as a newcomer, you're going to have that. If you're catching a lot of hogs, just try to avoid, I guess, posting them and talking about them. I love to do it, and I love to write down the memories. But, when I went and hunted with him, and we go over to their house quite often. We stay there when we're hunting his area. We stay the night there, and, man, they had a little book. It was awesome. And it just had pictures of the hogs they've caught.
Like old school.
Yeah, old school. So we didn't have to really do any like, oh man, have you ever really showed somebody a hog on Facebook? It's like, oh, I caught this hog. Like, oh, a Facebook picture, and kind of look away. No, we're all sitting around and looking at this book, and we're like, man, that's pretty cool. You know, it was just a picture. And a picture in one of those, you know, photo albums was just awesome. And I mean, he's got thousands of hogs under his belt. This freaking book was just filled with them, and he's just a few years older than me. But I just really want to let the newcomers know that stuff, you know, and that goes into, you know, the social media stuff. I've tried getting, you know, just simple bay video. I don't know if that's why our dogs are getting, you know, cut down because of the type of terrain we're hunting and the stuff we're hunting or what, but like videos versus trying to get, or versus other people's videos, we can't get them. Like, how many times have we tried?
Videos? I never can. And even in tournaments, I'll be like, oh, I got a good video.
And I mean,
and then we go back and look at it. And it's a tree.
Yeah, I mean, it just don't. And it's not even like she's saying as in like she missed it completely, but we get in there and like I can only think of a few this year out of the X amount of hogs we've caught. And I'm not going to say a number. I'm not going to give y'all an exact number because I'm not going to give anybody more fuel to be able to feed. And yes, we're still keeping track, but the videos that we have tried taking, it's like you can't ever get a good bay video. You know, they're either in a thicket or we've just never been able to get them in a real good video. I think we've had like 1 to 5 chances this year, and we just really don't care about getting the bay videos. So when I'm seeing these
I want to say honestly, 90% of the time I don't even know where my phone is anymore.
Yeah. I mean,
I really don't. I
like
can't
that big boar hog we caught Friday. I just happened to we were running to the bay. Well, no, I was sitting in the boat still, and I was happening to take a video. Like I was sending somebody a Snapchat. Because I relatively, every once in a while, I'll send it somebody, like hog hunters or something, a video of a hog we caught. And I may post 1 or 2 on my story. But we were just sitting there, and I happened to be recording the dog struck. And, you know, I ran to the bay and took... But I didn't even take a picture with that hog. And it was a really good freaking boar hog.
I 90% of the time don't know where my phone is. And reality, I can't even say the last time we took a picture with a hog.
Yeah, I know. My buddy and I, we literally caught it, and he's like, hey, you want? I said, no. And I don't want to self-incriminate myself, but I mean, we cut it and turned it back out. I think you can legally, yeah. But whatever. It doesn't matter if I did.
No, send us our fine.
Yeah. So we cut it and turned it back out, and it was it was a good boar hog, and I was like, I didn't even care to take a picture or video. I took a little bit of a video, but you know, it kind of set me up for bringing me down a little bit, so I kind of quit doing that. Now, we've covered a lot here, most definitely for newcomers. We'll get into a few, another thing, you know, hunting access. This is a really big one. We have hunted a lot of property down south. Now, a lot of people try to claim, man, there's no way you got permission on that much property. You know, a lot of outside people would say that. And I do a lot of this. A lot of these would say that. A lot of these to clear the questions out later, or any of the arguments. Now, you got to remember, I come from waterfowl guiding. So before I was able to actually guide waterfowl hunts, my job was to go cold knock and get permission to hunt properties. And that's why the outfit originally in Kansas got me, was because they were like, man, you're good at getting permission on properties. And I was realizing, because I was young and stupid, but I was realizing, like, why am I doing this for this guy? Like, I'm not getting, I mean, I wasn't getting maybe some gas money, and I was driving around all day long. And I could have just been hunting those properties myself. So, and he had a good way, he was a businessman. He had a good way of convincing me that, hey, you know, you keep driving around finding these, I'll pay for your gas, you know. Did I get to join the hunts? Nope. Who had the written permission? Alan Adams did. So it was kind of, I mean, I wasn't stupid about it. It was an eye-opener. I just really wanted to be a waterfowl guide. I mean, so I was doing whatever it took, regardless of losing property or whatever, but I didn't get nothing out of it. So we, I took measures into my own hands, trying to get on deer leases, and that's damn near impossible. Luckily, we have a few friends that allow us to hunt on some of their leases. I have leases over in Louisiana. I have a lot of private property as well in Louisiana that I'm allowed to hunt. A lot of it's marsh in Louisiana. I'm not the biggest fan of marsh. A lot of people that I hunt or that I know that hunt love the marsh. I don't personally at all. I could care less. I'm not risking my dog in the middle of the summer to get ate by an alligator. So I'm not hunting them.
Not judging or anything. It's just not our
style. Yeah. I'm not. You do your thing. I'm just not. I hunt in the middle of the summer still. So, but I'm not putting my dogs up for that. Now, I did a lot of knocking. I've ran into people here and there that, they don't. That's that persona again. They don't want certain hog hunters there because of, they've already destroyed this and that and this. Like, I got a big area in Coons, Texas, a huge area that hog hunters used to be allowed to go on. This man he bought the whole property out, and it took him a while. He ended up reaching out to me. He just doesn't want any other hog hunters on there because of how much they destroy stuff.
The lack of respect.
Yeah, the lack of respect. And I'm not saying that's everybody. That's why I'm trying to unite and get the right ones in, and the bad ones, hopefully wean themselves out. With a lot of that being said, I think a lot of this went great, a lot better than I expected it to, with just my wife and I. I don't know if I have really anything else. Let me double check. I wrote down a few things I really wanted to. A couple of our freaking crazy stories. I get into dogs and how they've been cut down. We covered that a little bit, and our wedding night, little fun story. It's a sadder one.
Morning.
Yeah, our wedding morning. So the night before, I had some buddies down from Kansas, and here's another one. You got a free hunt to catch one of the biggest hogs. Literally, biggest boar hog that majority of people will never see a day in their life. And I mean, we were hunting on the river. We caught some hogs, and he was talking crap because we was catching little piglets and shoats.
Because our dog decided to be a retriever.
Yeah, that's when he was the dog was literally bringing us pigs back, like in his mouth, or dragging them because he really couldn't pick them up. But he was doing great. And I told him, I said, you know what, man? I said, be careful what you ask for. He said, I need a big one. I said, all right. Well, that night I dropped my plot, my newt dog out, and he's not a full plot hound, by the way, either, just to let everybody know. He ended up locating this hog, baying the shit out of it. And how many people have we had try to run that hog?
I'd say like 5 or 6
groups
of their dogs. But hell, not even just that. We ran it for, let's see, literally had to be a year because we started hunting in March. We caught it in March.
Yeah.
So probably almost a year to the date we ran it.
Yeah, we tried, and then I gave up. I kept getting this hog on camera, and I was like, man, I'm done. I give up. I took the camera down, everything. So this night...
That pig was Houdini.
Oh, he was good. Well, okay, so story about this pig. Her dad actually snared it by accident.
Like 2 years prior, 3 years prior.
Yeah, and we didn't believe him, remember?
Yeah, because he told us it snapped his 1/8 inch snare.
Yeah. It snapped it, and we're like, this is one of those bullshit. There's no way in hell. Anybody wants to prove? Send me a message. I will send you the picture of the snare around this hog.
It came on camera one night when we were sleeping, and I happened to wake up.
We cut the snare out of him when we caught him.
I happened to wake up, and I woke you up, and we like immediately jumped up, threw our clothes on, got dogs in the buggy, and went.
Yeah. We were waking up, like, it would be work nights, and we would wait for this camera to go off, and it was like 3, 2, 1.
Never
midnight.
any decent times,
yeah, just
ever.
Absolutely ridiculous. And we would run it, and we could never get this freaking hog to stop. Oh, we did. We did the first freaking night. Remember, right off the side of the road, we had it bayed. And who was watching the garden?
No.
Who was watching the garden? Who was? Oh, no.
Yes, you were. You always tell this story backwards, and we're gonna set this one straight. You were watching the Garmin, and I was driving, and you didn't tell me that I needed to stop, so I drove right up on it.
Yeah, right up on the
and then
hog. But it was down in a ditch, not something you could just get with the buggy.
not you could just see it. But then you ended up, because we ended up getting a whole fight because you dropped Sabine.
Yeah. And
we couldn't even see the hog.
Yeah,
and that's when I got mad at you for dropping her, because we couldn't see the pig.
Yeah.
And then you proceeded to not drop her on that one hog I could see.
Yeah, they were bayed solid, like literally 20 yards off the road. And I dropped her, and our number one rule is you do not drop a catch dog unless you can see the hog. That's just us. But
he had some liquid courage.
Yeah.
And excitement.
I was stoked to catch this hog. And it just didn't happen. But eventually, this night I gave up, by the way. I took everything down. I just quit feeding. I was done. And I said, you know what? Fuck it. We roll out. I just dropped the box, and my freaking newt dog goes, boo! I said, oh, man, he's finding a hog. And this Kansas guy and another Texas guy or Louisiana guy that's never hog hunted in his life. None of them were with me. And I asked the guy from the local area if he would go. He asked his wife. His wife said no, he couldn't. Because I really needed someone with hog experience to go with me.
And I couldn't because I was pregnant and entertaining.
Yeah, so
because it was literally the night of our wedding, or morning of our wedding.
So they get bait up, whatever, and we get in there, and I crawled in through this briar thicket, by the way, crawled, not fell into, not ran through, none of that. I'm gonna give you reference on what it took to get this hog out, and there's plenty of witnesses, a lot of people there. What happened? We get down there, and we're looking at this damn dog. We're looking at this hog. We're on our hands and knees, and my dogs are just baying it, and I couldn't see it. And I mean, my Garmin's showing 30 feet from my dogs, and I see both my dogs, but I don't see this hog. And I finally crawl up, and I come like 10 feet from this freaking hog.
Like nose to nose.
No, not that close, but I mean, it was close, and I was scared. I legitimately was like, oh my gosh, this is the biggest hog I've ever seen. And so I back out, and I tell my buddies, I'm like, back out now, very slowly. And, my buddy looks over, he says, hey, your bulldog ain't good. And I'm not going to get in description on that because it brings up sad stories. But, hog gets taken care of. We get this buggy. There's some neighbors that happen to hear the dogs baying up, whatever. They drive a buggy down there, and they're like, yeah, we've been waiting for some dogs that have been breaking onto our property, killing our chickens, whatever. And I'm like, well, hey, since y'all got this buggy here, I ain't got to go get mine. Do you mind helping me pull out? And I had a Polaris 1000, my Polaris 1000 XP, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I had
and then they had a Can-Am Defender 1000.
Yeah, we had our Polaris XP 1000 there, or 1000 XP on, and I had BKTs on it, 37s or something like that, and their shit was souped up. They were like, oh, we're going to throw this rope around this hog and pull it out.
No, so first y'all tried pulling it out with a lasso.
And we did it by hand.
Literally like a rope and rope.
Yeah, and it was 5 of us guys, and we were pulling it by hand,
and it
snapped. The
rodeo
cow
rope,
whatever
you call it. And then he was like, well, hold on. And so then he got his buggy, and he
grabbed
ended up
that freaking tree rope.
And he ended up snapping an axle. I think he snapped both axles. Yeah,
2 axles. And your dad was like, I just got to see this hog. Because everybody swore this hog would never be dog caught. Everybody, including other hog hunters. And I know everybody's, oh, that's a lie. There's no hog that's uncatchable. I know. That
is one of those moments that's hard to describe, because that was one of the proudest moments, but one of the saddest moments.
Yeah, so we get this hog out, and I said, no, we're weighing it. By the way, we're in the hardcore monthly boar competition. I have all the evidence to turn it in and win a freaking buckle. I could care less to win it, all because my dog got killed. The hog, we raised. I got all the video evidence clearly.
We literally got a video of you recording this weight with another video of somebody else recording the video of the video.
Yeah.
We would make sure our bases were covered 100% all the way around.
And I didn't even send it in because I could care less. Like, that's how when my bulldog was not alive, I was upset. So 375.6 pounds is what it ended up weighing. So, I mean, people got to be with me a little bit when I'm like, quit judging hogs. I've hunted with 50 plus people now. And I love all the people that I've hunted with. Y'all are great people. We've all got along. But every single one of those people tell me that I underweigh hogs, because I do. I'll be like, man, that hog's only like 120 pounds. It's 160. We'll get into that one next. But
no, I underweigh hogs.
Yeah, that story too. Goodness. But yeah, we you know, where was I going at with that? Goodness, now you had me thinking about that story. But oh yeah, with the amount of people I've hunted, I've hunted with a lot that, oh man, this hog's 225 pounds, and I'm like, oh man, I don't argue. You will not see me argue in the woods. And I will text my wife. I'll be like, I think it's around 140. And I have multiple videos of me saying, like, I'll take a video of the hog being weighed on a scale, and I'll say, hey, my estimated guess is like 145. And it'll come up, and it's like 140, but these people are saying it's like 225. I mean, and that is 100%, like, a lot. I mean, I hate to put it that way, but it's happened a lot. And there's nothing wrong with that, you know. The excitement gets you, like, wanting to push these hogs bigger than they really are, and the reality sucks. Because I know we caught a hog in a tournament that weighed 349 pounds. Like, on scale, weighed 349. And, which everybody knows they lose water weight. That was caught on Thursday. And by Sunday, it weighed 301 pounds. And that was on both scales, by the way. So I don't want someone saying, well, your scale was short on Thursday night, or was gaining weight on Thursday night to Sunday. No, I weighed it again on Sunday, and it was 301 when we pulled up. It actually was 301.8 or something on their scale. So it was, and then, I mean, plenty of 270s, over 300. How many 300-pounders were you at this? We're at like 4 or 5.
Something like that.
Over. I would have to look at the book and see how many we got that are over 300 pounds. But, I mean, it's been a great time, you know. Like, the first few hogs, you know, we've caught were freaking... The first one we ever caught was good. It was a good boar hog. And I was like, man, I want to catch a shoat. I want to catch a sow. But now we specifically target big hogs, but my wife doesn't. She doesn't want to. She doesn't love it. She's big on no. Let's catch us some
shoot.
Yeah, let's catch us some shoats. But you know, with all that being said, I mean, we're trying to do some informational stuff here. I hope that future episodes end up being listened to and forwarded to help future generational hunters out. I hope my son hears this someday, or any of my kids hear this someday, and either laugh at it or get some knowledge out of it. I mean, I've got plenty of more statistics I can drop. I want to do some more talking about, you know, what it takes really to keep a dog on my yard. We have Slovakian Kopovs that we've actually had laying across our bed right now. We're going to see how they end up turning out. So if y'all end up interested in any of this podcast stuff in the future and want to reach out and got some questions, you just let me know. I'd be glad to help anybody. Now, when it comes to beginning, you're going to have some clusters. My wife and I have been through some train wrecks hog hunting. For example, hunting by yourself. I did it. And it was a real eye-opener when it went wrong.
Especially if you have a catch dog that knows how to physically roll down a window.
Yeah. So that's the story I'm telling. I went out by myself. Luckily, my father-in-law ended up helping me. And I got there. I was like, hey, man. All right, hey, man. I told my wife, I said, hey, I'm going to be over by this area because I know I ain't got service. And it was some private ground that I had permission on. And she said, all right, sounds good. I get there and I drop these dogs and they bay literally not even 3 minutes in. And I get in there, I said, oh, it's just a little show. Well, then I look over and there's this bigger hog and my plot hound's baying the bigger hog. And my pup, cur dog, not pup, he was probably not even a year old at the time, ends up catching this little show. And it's freaking screaming. And this sow, I'm assuming it was the mama sow, was trying to get over to it, but my plot hound wasn't letting her get nowhere. So of course, I'm sitting in the truck, or I'm not sitting in the truck, sorry, Gus, dang it. I'm sitting there watching, I'm trying to get that red dog off and watch this sow at the same time that's pissed off. And, they're like 15 feet apart from each other. So I'm trying to get it off them. I don't have a lead or nothing because I just dropped them straight out the deal. I didn't know they were going to catch a hog that quick. And we're talking like within a minute, 2 minutes. I don't know. It was just quick. And I grab him, and I'm trying to get this freaking shoat out of his mouth. And the shoat's about his size, so that was like impossible. So I ended up just... I did get the shoat with a thing of mule tape, and I just took the mule tape and I put it up in the tree, and just so I could get the... by the time I got it into the damn tree, my bulldog of mine magically was able to roll down the window, no vest on, comes out full speed. Well, mind you, the day before, my wife and I were teaching this dog to catch ear. I'm not going to get into details how we did this because he was starting to catch snout, but he was always catching ear, and then he went to snout. I don't know why, but he went to catch ear, and I seen him get thrown like a freaking little ball flying in the air. I was like, what the hell? And he landed into a tree, and he like literally got stuck up in this little tree, and he ended up falling, kind of back down to the ground. If anybody really hog hunts, they know that hogs will throw a dog. And I'm like, there's no way. He tries to hit it again. Boom, he flies up. I'm like, what? So I start walking in, and I don't carry a gun in the woods. Like, I got freaking guns in my truck, like, all over. I don't know why I never take a gun in the woods, but I don't. And so we walk up, I'm by myself. And this hog has no ears. I'm like, oh my gosh, here we go. So he's giving all he's got to catch this hog, and this hog keeps running, and they end up getting and I'm oh yeah, that's right. He gets caught on like the second time he got through, he got caught on like one of the tree branches or something, and then he wasn't it was thick, and then he gets into he takes his distraction off. He's trying to get that shoat that I had up. And so I grab him, and I'm literally physically trying to choke this dog out and try to stop him from getting away from me. He had no collar on, nothing. Because I was just riding around with them in my truck. That's where I kept my catch dogs, and I'd throw their vest on that's got all the information and their tracking collar. And this damn dog gets away from me. So I'm freaking out. I'm like, man, I can't catch this damn hog by myself. I'm going to have to shoot it. So I walk back to the truck, And I don't shoot hogs. Like, I don't. Like, I've never shot a hog. Yeah, I've never shot a hog. I was about to say I'm lying, but I know I've never shot a hog. I really like hog hunting because of the fact that you
catch and
can
release.
catch it and let it go like fishing. And a lot of people are going to frown about that, but I don't care. So unless it's landowner, that's right, landowners. I've either had to bring them home and butcher them or kill them and drag them off. But yeah, that is true. Landowners, I got to take care of them.
No, we've never shot them.
No, I've never shot them. But I call her dad, or I called her, and she knew something was wrong or whatever, so she told her dad where I was. And her dad gets down there, and my wife's dad, and he's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Well, these hogs are freaking bait up again. Or these dogs are." I said, "Can you come in and help me? This hog has no ears."
And my dad don't hog hunt.
Yeah, he don't hog hunt.
He just fishes and deer hunts. That's it.
And he's like, "All right, well," and he's helping me. Thank God he helped me. Well, I got in there, and by that time, I didn't realize it. I thought that they didn't have it. This is on me. I didn't know they didn't have it caught. So it ended up, we had to get rid of the hog. And this hog, her dad was helping me walk it out. He's like, "Man, this got to be like a 220 pounder, And I was laughing. I was like, "No, this thing's like 140. Well, we get it back. It was 184 pounds, or 164, 20 pounds less than the one you helped me carry out. So yeah, it was 164 pounds, and I was like, "Man, that's what I'm saying." So, man, there's just been some. I'm telling you, when I say we have some clusters, we have some clusters.
Not to cut you off, but if you're hog hunting, don't cut the ears off a damn hog and turn it loose. Not just for the sake of the hog, but just out of respect for the other hog hunters. Like, that's just an easy way to get somebody else's dog killed. And one day
I know you're going to think it's going to sound funny. You're coming into it new and you're like, "Oh, hey, somebody told me to cut the ears off the hog. It makes it harder for other people's catch dogs to catch it."
I mean, one day it's going to end up happening to you, and your dogs are going to get in that situation, and it's going to get killed, and you're going to be pretty livid. So, I mean, at the same time of having respect for other hunters and their dogs, you need to respect a hog, too. I mean, they're animals too. They don't deserve to be tortured and, cut up and all that. Like, they're a living, breathing animal too. And a lot of people like to treat hogs as if they're the enemy or they're like the worst thing that's walked this earth. And they're not. I mean, they're just as simple of an animal.
They're actually, if I remember on the Animal Kingdom list, they're the fourth most intelligent.
They're one of the most intelligent animals, yes. But that's, I don't know, just.
And they're not destroying your crops.
I'm not telling you to.
But 90% of the people listening to this, "Man, I got to kill them for this reason." It's been very rare. I've had landowners tell me, like, "Hey, you have to kill them on the spot and drag them, so I know you're doing it." So the people that sit there and they say, "If it's your state law, you got to kill them," I understand that. But, like...
Man, I don't know. A lot of people just go into it thinking that hogs are the enemy, and they're really not. I mean... I will take all day long our dogs baying a hog and letting it go rather than our dogs going in there. And actually, there's been more times than not that I've been very upset with our dogs for catching a hog or hurting a hog or doing. I mean, because it's not
catching it. You mean killing it? You got to say like.
Well, I wasn't trying to be vulgar with it.
Yeah.
But I mean,
you're happy every time they're catching a hog. You just hate when they're not.
No, that's what I said.
Now they listen and they come off.
But just respect your animals. I mean, respect your animals, respect other hunters. Because one day it's going to be you in that situation, and you're going to be like, "Dang, here's my karma." That's just my opinion on it.
Yeah, and I mean, a lot of y'all are, a lot of people are going to argue with that and say, "Oh, kill them all," And I get it. That's your outlook.
Fine, but do it in the most humane way possible.
Yeah. Like me, I'm just not big on it anymore, period. I don't have any interest in... You can look at me the way you want. If I need food, we're gonna dispatch the hog properly. We don't need to go and torture any animal, period, to feed my family. I've always been that way. I mean, I was in the Army for quite some time, and
well, I mean, you never hear of a deer hunter having to torture a deer. I mean, deer hunters, you shoot it, you're done, that's it. I mean, you don't. There's no need to put another living, breathing anything through it.
Yeah. So, with all that being said, that's about all I got. I mean, we've been on here, like I said, I'm going to try to keep the majority of them down to an hour and a half. We went a little over tonight. We covered quite a few things. I got some people coming in with some reputable information. I wanted to let some people know that I really am passionate about this, and I want to get this out to as many hog hunters as I possibly can. And I'm going to, everybody that starts in something like this, you're always going to have people who hate on it. Now, that's not me. I'm not going to hate on anything you got to say, nor your opinions. I respect everybody's opinions.
Heck, we don't agree 90% of the time.
Yeah, exactly. But I will, this one should be dropping here this week. So if anybody, has anybody you want to recommend that you believe has a lot of knowledge, I would like to bring them on. I have some good questions I would like to ask them. But hopefully this will help new hunters, even seasoned hunters, up to legend hunters. I would like to be able to reach out everywhere I can and help anybody out that I can. Whether it's me, it's not going to be me, because I don't have the knowledge to give out there like these other individuals do. So, but I think I have the talking skills and the interview skills to be able to get some more pertinent information out there. But that's all I got, y'all. That wraps up today's journey on Tusks and Tales. From the woods to the kennels and every trail in between, these stories bind us together. Thanks for listening, and until next time, may your dogs run true and your fire never fade.